Scientists finally opened the tomb of Goliath the giant after thousands of years. For thousands of years, the story of Goliath the giant has been a cornerstone of ancient lore, described in religious texts, legends, and oral traditions across cultures. Depicted as a towering, invincible warrior who met his end at the hands of a young shepherd boy, David, Goliath's tale has captivated scholars and storytellers alike. But while many dismiss the story as allegory or myth, the recent discovery of what is believed to be Goliath's tomb has left the world in awe and raised questions that blur the line between history, legend, and the unknown. The tomb was unearthed by an international team of archaeologists and anthropologists led by Dr. Miriam Levine, a biblical historian with decades of experience in the Middle East, and Dr. Ethan Carter, a paleoanthropologist known for his groundbreaking work on ancient hominids. Their journey began not with Goliath in mind but with a broader study of Philistine culture in the valley of Elah, where the fateful battle between David and Goliath was said to have taken place. While excavating an ancient Philistine settlement, the team stumbled upon an unusual stone slab buried beneath centuries of sediment. The slab bore inscriptions in an ancient Semitic language, and while erosion had worn away much of the text, one phrase stood out: the eternal resting place of the great giant. This discovery immediately set the archaeological world ablaze with speculation. Could this be a reference to Goliath of Gath, the infamous warrior of the Philistines? The team expanded their excavation, uncovering what appeared to be a massive burial chamber sealed beneath layers of stone and clay. The scale of the site was extraordinary, dwarfing any known tomb from the region. The entrance, flanked by two colossal stone pillars, was adorned with carvings depicting towering warriors in battle. These figures, wielding weapons larger than any known to human history, bore expressions of both pride and menace. Surrounding them were intricate motifs of stars and celestial patterns, hinting at a connection to the heavens or perhaps to something not of this earth. As they descended into the tomb, the team encountered a series of chambers filled with artifacts. The first chamber, which they dubbed the Hall of the Warrior, contained weapons that defied belief. Bronze swords measuring over 7 feet in length, shields as wide as doors, and helmets large enough to encase a human torso were scattered across the room. The sheer size and craftsmanship of these artifacts suggested a civilization that revered strength and power above all else. Among the most striking finds was a massive spearhead, engraved with what appeared to be Goliath's name and the phrase, "Champion of the Stars." Deeper into the tomb, the team discovered clay tablets inscribed with narratives of Goliath's life. These texts, written in an ancient Philistine dialect, described him not merely as a warrior but as a being of extraordinary origin. According to the inscriptions, Goliath was part of a lineage known as the Rephaim, a race of giants mentioned in several ancient texts, including the Bible. The Rephaim were said to have descended from the Nephilim, enigmatic beings described as the offspring of divine entities and humans. The texts portrayed Goliath not only as a champion of the Philistines but as a figure feared and revered by all who encountered him. The central chamber of the tomb housed the sarcophagus itself, a massive stone coffin that required a crane to lift its lid. The sarcophagus was adorned with carvings of a figure unmistakably meant to be Goliath, his features exaggerated to emphasize his size and power. The lid bore an inscription that translated to, "Here lies Goliath of Gath, the great champion. May none disturb his rest." When the sarcophagus was finally opened, the discovery inside exceeded all expectations. The skeletal remains were immense, measuring over 9 feet in length. The bones were unusually dense, suggesting a physique capable of immense strength. Most astonishing was the skull, which bore a distinct indentation consistent with a slingshot impact, a chilling confirmation of the biblical account of David's victory. Alongside the remains were ceremonial items, an enormous bronze sword, a crown-like helmet, and a collection of amulets and talismans engraved with symbols that defied easy interpretation. As news of the discovery spread, the scientific community erupted with excitement and debate. DNA samples were extracted from the bones, and preliminary analyses revealed anomalies that baffled geneticists. The genetic markers bore no resemblance to any known human population, past or present. Some suggested that Goliath and his kin represented a now extinct subspecies of humans, while others posited more fantastical theories. Were the Rephaim the product of genetic manipulation, divine intervention, or even extraterrestrial origin? Religious leaders and scholars also weighed in, interpreting the discovery as both a validation of ancient texts and a challenge to their understanding. Some viewed the find as proof of the Bible's historical accuracy, while others warned against overinterpretation, arguing that the evidence, though compelling, raised more questions than answers. But not everyone welcomed the discovery. Local legends warned of a curse associated with Goliath's tomb, passed down through generations of shepherds and villagers in the valley of Elah. According to these tales, the tomb had been sealed not only to honor the giant but to protect the world from his wrath. Disturbing his rest, the legends claimed, would awaken a terrible force. The first signs of trouble began shortly after the tomb's opening. Members of the excavation team reported strange occurrences, sudden equipment failures, unexplained noises, and a pervasive sense of unease. One worker claimed to see a shadowy figure moving through the tomb, though security footage showed nothing unusual. Another described feeling an invisible force pushing against them as they approached the sarcophagus. These incidents, though unsettling, were dismissed as the result of stress and overactive imaginations. But as the artifacts and remains were transported to a secure laboratory for further study, the phenomena escalated. Reports emerged of strange illnesses among those who handled the relics, as well as inexplicable electrical disturbances in the lab. One particularly chilling incident involved a researcher who collapsed after claiming to hear a deep, resonant voice whispering, "You should not have come." Meanwhile, the artifacts themselves revealed more mysteries. The inscriptions on the amulets, once deciphered, spoke of a celestial connection. Phrases like "bound by the stars" and "servant of the Watchers" suggested that Goliath's lineage was linked to entities known as the Watchers, a group of divine beings mentioned in ancient texts such as the Book of Enoch. These beings were said to have descended to earth and interacted with humanity, giving rise to the Nephilim. The artifacts also included a map-like carving that depicted a series of constellations aligning with specific geographic locations. Some theorized that this was a guide to other tombs or sites associated with the Rephaim, raising the possibility that Goliath was not the only giant buried in the region. As scientists delved deeper into these findings, a growing sense of unease spread among the public. What if the legends were true? What if the tomb was not merely a resting place but a seal, a barrier keeping something far more dangerous contained? The phrase "may none disturb his rest" took on a chilling new significance. Speculation reached a fever pitch when Dr. Levine and Dr. Carter announced plans to return to the site for further exploration. The discovery of a hidden passage within the tomb suggested that there was more to be uncovered, perhaps even a connection to the celestial entities described in the inscriptions. Critics warned that further disturbance could have unforeseen consequences, but the allure of unlocking ancient secrets proved irresistible. As the team prepared to delve deeper into the mysteries of Goliath's tomb, the world watched with bated breath. What lay hidden in the depths of the earth? Was Goliath merely the first of many giants to be rediscovered? And what implications would this have for humanity's understanding of its past and its future? For now, the answers remain buried, shrouded in the darkness of the ancient tomb. But one thing is certain: the discovery of Goliath's tomb has changed the world forever, and the full extent of its impact has yet to be revealed.